What is up, everybody? RexEncholada here, and meant to make a Christmas special, but I kind of missed that by about 2 hours and 26 minutes. So yeah, it is 2/26, December 26th right now, as time this video is starting. And yeah, I was gonna make a Christmas special, but got very busy. I just want you guys to know that I did not forget about you, and that this is going to be a Christmas special that doesn't go up on Christmas. But in all honesty, it's me, so I had to be different. I might do a New Year's special, but put it up in September. You never know. But yeah, this was a Challenge Cup battle. It was pretty good. Pretty much the only reason I'm making this a Christmas special because it was such a good battle, and coincidentally I had something with hail on there, so it kind of all tied itself in together. But yeah, without any further shenanigans, let's get to it. I was gonna say something, but I don't have a catchphrase. You guys should help me get a catchphrase for the start of battles. That would be you guys' Christmas gift to me. Help me think of a catchphrase for when we start battles. But I really need one badly. But anyway, without any further shenanigans, I could take a time poll, and he gets a star you. So I go for the aqua ring, and he goes for a facade. It does 62%. So I go for a hyper voice just to see how much that does. And he ends up switching out into his Blastoise. So I go for another hyper voice, and I go for another hyper voice because this is the only thing really I have. So he starts going for Mud Slap. I'm like, psh, Mud Slap, he needs accuracy. Smack him with another hyper voice. I keep yelling at him. Wah! So he hits me with another Mud Slap. He switches out, goes out to Politoed, makes it rain. I hit that with a hyper voice with 0.6 accuracy. That was -2 accuracy. I see this Sceptile. He rock smashes because I figured this is Challenge Cup. There's no way he got a grass type move. I hyper voice and I miss. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time to leave now. So I go out to my Haunch Curly to scare out the Sceptile. And he goes for rock smash to get the defense ball. And I go for the T-Wave because I was expecting him to switch. Then I go for a Hyper Beam, hoping to get the para on the turn that I need to recharge. So here I go, I need to recharge, and I get the para. So I'm like, yes, I thank the Hacks God. I pray to Arceus, missing no form, and he gives me the hacks. So I go out to my Spinda as his Phione goes for rest. Come to find out, this is a hydration rest Phione. So he goes back out to Blastoise. I assist, get the frustration. He goes for the Mud Slap, and I have contrary, so he raises my accuracy. I thrash, that is a stab, thrash 2, and that's a dead Politoed. So yeah, his Politoed goes for Swagger, which is a good move because contrary makes it lower my attack, and I'm confused. So I'm out here thrashing with no attack and confused. So he goes out to his Axew. I go for Copycat, get the Swagger, confuses Axew, hoping it hits itself, Go out to my Grimer just in case it doesn't, and it hits itself, only does 20. So he goes for the cut. I go for Secret Power, get the accuracy fall. When he sent his Axew out though, I thought he was going to go for Outrage, don't know why. So I go for Secret Power again, get the accuracy fall on this Staryu as he protects. I go for Secret Power yet again because, I don't know, maybe I'm trying to bait a Scarf or something. I go for Mimic just to learn Bubble Beam for the lows, and then I just leave. He goes for Bubble Beam, crits my Time Pole, which I'm pretty sure that mattered, but at the same time it didn't. So he goes for Bubble Beam miss, and I go for frustration. Moxie raises my attack, goes up to Politoed, hits me with an Icy Wind. I'm like, oh, okay then. So he goes out to Politoed, or I go out to Spinda again. He goes for the Swagger. He goes for the Facade, and I hit myself in confusion. He goes for another Facade. I'm thinking, please just don't hit yourself. I assist and get the heal pulse. I'm like, yes, thank you, Spinda. Thank you. We all appreciate that. So yeah, turn to find out, this is a Lychee Berry Spinda. Yes, contrary, Lychee Berry, new meta, leg up. So I go out to my Lucario, go for the Bulldoze. He goes for the Icy Wind to lower my speed, but I'm bulldozing to lower his speed, so we're just gonna see who's slower is faster. So I go for Bulldoze again, and he brings out his Phione. I go for the vacuum wave just to gauge how much that does, just for future reference. And it does 19, so I'm thinking, okay, 5 hit KO, 20% each hit. Alright, I should be good with that. So I go out to my grinder just to see what he wants to do, and he flings his C incense. And then right now he tells me in the chat, he's like, oh, and no attacking moves now. I'm like, okay, rub my hands together, get my nasty plot going, go for the super power. His Aqua Ring is restoring HP. I go out to my Vanillish. The reason I go out to Vanillish is because, actually, you'll see at the end of this turn. So, he brings in his Politoed, and I go for the taunt. Now, had his Fion been in, he could have struggled, but, yeah, too bad. So he goes for the Facade, and I switch out to my Lucario. Go out to his Sceptile, I Bulldoze, and then I smack him with a Vacuum Wave, and there goes his Sceptile. So he goes out to his Axew now. I go for the Vacuum Wave. He does 29%. He lives with 3, and he Hone Claw. So I'm like, thank you, Bulldoze, and that is a dead Axew. So now I have a mini Lucario sweep going on. Brings out his Politoed. I go for the Bulldoze. He Icy Winds. He calls back, and I go for the Bulldoze on his Fion. And now it goes for rest. Well, I switch out to my Vanillish to get the Hail up and to try to taunt it. It goes for rest. He brings out his Politoed. I go for Hail. Politoed is buffeted by the Hail. So now that I know that I went for Hail, he has to switch out because he doesn't want to get hurt. But he goes to the Swagger before he leaves. I switch out to my Lucario. He stays in it for sides. Does 10%, but lost 9% health. I don't understand that. It must have been some calculated thing. Anyway, goes out to his Fion. I Bulldoze. Does 25%. Get the Speedfall because it's guaranteed. I switch out to my Grinder, and he goes for the Aqua Ring. So I'm like, okay. The ring stops. He flings. I Mimic because I wanted to learn Aqua Ring, but that doesn't happen. So I learned Fling. I fling my Word Kind Berry, get a critical hit, and it still does nothing. So he calls out his Politoed, and I go for the Secret Power on his switch. Does a lot of damage, and he goes for the Swagger. So I hurt myself. I was trying to self-destruct just to take out this Politoed, but it didn't work. So I go out to my Lucario. The Vacuum Wave is obvious, so he switches. Goes out to Fion. I go for the Bulldoze, and all of my moves are about like a 4 or 5 hit KO on this thing. So if need be, he could stall me out with Rest Hydration. So I go for Bulldoze, get a crit. That's helpful. I thank my lucky stars. I think my lucky star used Star Me's. I go for the Bulldoze again, and right now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go MLG. So this is what I'm going to do. The Fion wakes up. I switch out to my Vanillish. He goes for Aqua Ring. He switches in to his Politoed. I go for the Hail. So now his Politoed buffeted by the Hail. There's nothing he can do, so he runs to protect his score. But yeah, the way the rest of that went, I would have hailed. He would have switched out. Got buffeted by the Hail, switched back in. To get the Drizzle up, I would have used Hail. He would have got killed by the Hail. Then I could have taunted his whatever until he killed himself and recoil using Struggle. So yeah, that was a good battle, and believe it or not, that was Challenge Cup. That was the best Challenge Cup battle I've had ever. So leave a like for this not Christmas special, and yeah, I hope your Christmas was enjoyable, and I hope you got everything you wanted, and if you didn't, I hope you get it sometime between now and infinity, if that even makes sense. So yeah, adios.